In this unit, we'll be looking at data validation and cleaning. I call this data validation because when you have collected data using a questionnaire, it is good that after you have coded the data in Excel and you have entered the data in SPSS, it is good that you also check whether what you have in paper is what you have in SPSS. So it is expected that at the end of this unit, you should be able to validate your data, confirm whether what you have in paper is what you have in SPSS, and also if it is not, you'll be able to clean it, get it right for analysis. So let us move straight to the SPSS file which we have populated with data. So this is the survey we have entered into SPSS. This is our data. Now, how do you confirm? How do you check? Though visually, you can actually scan through your data to see if there are some things that are not right. Like if you look at this now, if you look at Q2, you see that here there is 3 entered, and this Q2 is gender. We have gender as male and female, coded as 1 and 2, but in this case we have 3. If we also go down to scan very well, okay, we see that it is just 3. You can now correct it. So what you do is you look at the case, which is 15. You go and pick the questionnaire numbered 15, and you look at it to know whether it is male or female. But in this case, we know that it is just female, so we can easily turn it to 2 by typing 2. But what about a case where you have a very large number of cases? You have, let's say, about 5,000, 1,000, 500. Are you going to be scrolling down to check each column to know that there are problems? It's going to take you a whole lot of time. So to avoid that, the best thing to do is to use a tool, and the tool is the frequency tool. So the best thing to do is to do what we call initial analysis to help you. So you just go to analyze. Remember, this is part of EDA. So you move to descriptive statistics, keep your cursor on frequencies and click on it. Then enter everything besides the variables that is string. Enter every other thing. So click on gender, scroll. You don't have to enter the quantitative variables as well. So when you click on gender, move straight down, hold your shift down on your keyboard, click the last variable there. It will highlight everything. Then go back, hold your control key and click on the quantitative variables so that you deselect them. Okay, we have done that for the 2 of them. Then click the arrow to take them into the variable area. When you've done this, make sure that the display frequency tables is checked. So nothing else to do than to just click OK. When you click OK, it opens up in the output view. Now you move from the first one. Okay, I also included age. That was a mistake. Now let us look at the first table, which is gender. You see that it has female, all of them. The frequency is 49, and it has 3, and 3 is not an option in the questionnaire. So this is wrong. That is what directs you to now go and clean it up. So you can jump just by clicking, jump back to your data by clicking this star here. It jumps you back. You now move to 3 and change it to 2. Press enter and it is corrected. So you go back to your output view again, go to the next table, which we're not going to look at the age. Age is quantitative, we shouldn't have added it. So we move to the next table, which is what is your place of residence. And you look through, the options are 3 and they are okay. Now there is a missing system. Okay, so we move on. Missing system is not bad. That means non-response. That is what it means. So we move on again to the next table, which is highest level of education. You see that there is an option which is 5 and another option which is 11. But if you go back to the question, I see that we had no option as 5 and 11. We had just 3 options: primary level, secondary level, and tertiary level. So these are wrong entries. They can come from mistakes and all that. So we go back to highest level of education. So we jump back to our data. At times we don't know that it is Q1 or Q2 or Q3. So what you do is you go to variable view, look at it. Highest level of education attained is Q5. So let's go back to our data view and move to Q5 and scroll. Okay, Q5. Now what we need to do is, we don't know whether this 5 is tertiary, it's supposed to be tertiary or secondary or primary level of education. So what we need to do is you go and pick the questionnaire, which is numbered 7, and you look to question 5 to be sure that it is either secondary, tertiary, or none. Then you correct it by entering the right thing here. Now you move to the next one, which is 11. There is no option as 11, and there is no code which is 11. So what you do is you pick also the questionnaire that is labeled 20 and go to question 5 to verify what is there. When you do, you now make the correction. But what about a case where you have about 1,000 cases and you have to keep scrolling to get this? You see that it becomes difficult for you to do, and it takes a lot of time. The best thing to do is to put your cursor on this place, the Q5, click on it, and it highlights the whole thing. Then what you do is you go to edit. When you go to edit, you click on find, and it opens up this little dialog box. You now say find 5. You know 5 is a wrong entry. You want to find 5. So when you type 5, you click on find next, and it jumps you straight to where that 5 is. You see here, and you pick the questionnaire as I said earlier, and you make the correction. When you make the correction, you come back to, you can say replace here or just do it manually. Then you come back to find again, click on this place. The next one we're looking for is 11. You now type 11. Sorry, you close that and click on this. When it is highlighted, you can either use a shortcut by clicking on this tool here. When you click on it, it comes up again. You type 11 because we are looking for 11. Then you click find next. It jumps you straight to where that wrong entry is. You see it down here, 11. So you make the correction by picking the questionnaire and confirming what the entry is, and you make the correction. When you're done, you go off. So we go back to the output. This is the way you keep going through all of them one by one, identifying what entry is correct and what entry is wrong. By the time you're done going through, like you see, we have this table here, how often do you participate? It has wrong entry 11. So by the time you are done, you find out that you have done a very good and detailed validation, and you have cleaned your data, and it is ready for analysis. Because once you are done entering your data and you jump straight into analysis, you might likely finish up having wrong entries here and there, and it will affect the whole work. Sometimes you may not be the one who populated your data. Somebody may have helped you to enter the data in Excel, and you just took it and copied it in, or you did it by yourself. There is no, you can make mistakes. So it is good you validate your data, check whether there are wrong entries, and clean them up and get your data ready for analysis. Thank you for being with me in this unit. I'll see you in the next unit.